Hi everyone, and welcome back to our channel, Buck's Guinea Pig Talks. My name is Simon, and this, after an awful amount of demand, people have said, please, 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 we're doing a Q&A, and all the questions are from you. So we have 40 questions, which we are breaking down into 4 different videos. So the first video we'll have 10 questions, and so, as will the second, the third, the fourth. What I would say is if you have got any questions, please do write them in the comments, and we will then do a 5th video adding together any questions that people have in the comments on the 4 preceding videos. Now, to help me, I have 2 helpers. The first helper is Stardust. So we have Stars here, and she is the oldest in her family line. And my other helper is obviously my camera lady. Good afternoon, camera lady.
Good afternoon, husband Simon.
And my camera lady will also be reading out your questions, and she'll be reading out your YouTube usernames, or the most of it that she can. Now, first of all, thank you very much for your questions. Secondly, we are about to start. Stardust is obviously here to be the pretty one. I will be the informative one. And let's go, shall we, little camera lady? Off we go. What is the first question from our subscribers?
Well, from Stargazing Cat Girl, she asks question number 1. Who is the little chunky guinea pig in the promo picture?
Well, that is this one, and this one is Stardust.
Hey, gorgeous. Why is she called Stardust?
Because her eye on this side, there was a lot clearer of a zig, and so she looked like Ziggy Stardust. And as a fan of David Bowie, I thought, oh, let's do that. And where we live in Aylesbury was one of the places that David Bowie played, and there is a statue of him near the what was sort of the market square, and what he referred to in his song 5 Years. So that's why Stardust is Stardust. There we are.
Question 2 she had was, do you have any other pets, and do they get along with the guinea pigs?
We don't. We only have guinea pigs. We don't have any dogs or cats or anything like that. We've always had guinea pigs. I think when I first met yourself, camera lady, I think you had some rabbits.
I did.
And then when we had children, we were a little bit concerned the rabbits might bite them.
Well, there was one of my rabbits was lovely, and one of them was quite vicious.
Yeah.
But,
so they went back to
Dora and Bella.
And they went back to your aunts, didn't they?
They did.
And so they had nice lives there. And then it was after when we got 2 children. So one of them was when our children were about, sort of, the older one was about 5, 6. You were starting to ask me about getting pets again. You said, can we get some rabbits or guinea pigs? And I was like, well, let's get some guinea pigs, because that's what I had when I was younger. So that's why we have now got
I'm going to interrupt and say,
pigs.
He actually said, if we get guinea pigs, I'll do all the looking after them. And so that was when that was the big win point.
Yes.
Little did I know that we wouldn't just get 2 or 3, though. I was quite naive on the guinea pig front.
You were. Well, perhaps if people ask the question in the comments, then we'll actually explain why we've got quite so many. Anyway, carry on.
Question 3 comes from Rumble. Rumble.
We hear Rumble at the moment in the shed. What is Rumble's question?
Are you going to keep the trend going with the Greek philosophers?
Well, those of you that have seen lots of our videos, look up long videos. We do have a number of our guinea pigs, our teddies, are referred to by their Greek philosophy name. Now, it would be wrong for me to do all the chit chat on this, so I will pass the answer over to camera lady. So explain slightly more about the Greek philosophers and the names, and then zoom in on Stardust rather than me sitting here doing nothing. Explain away.
Okay, so I'm an RE philosophy and ethics teacher, and we first got guinea pigs when Imogen was 3.
2018.
And Lucinda was 6. 6, 7. And I decided that if I was going to have some guinea pigs and name them, then I was going to use it as a secret way of getting my daughters to learn the names of the Greek philosophers. So we started, obviously, with the father of philosophy, Socrates, which then when she went into the vet caused an awful problem because they thought it was a boy and it obviously was a girl because we keep the girls. So we had Socrates and we had Plato and Aristotle as our first three.
Now, Plato and Aristotle were not teddies.
They weren't. We got a bit over-enthusiastic with using the Greek. I got a bit over-enthusiastic with using the Greek philosopher names at the start. But I think I'll be able to tell you more about those in when I answer a set of questions in our second set of videos about the questions. But as will we have any more, I might have one or two ideas of where we'll go next.
You've got an idea already with Democritus.
Oh, well, I think I've got a different idea.
Have we?
I think I might know Democritus's daughter and granddaughter, so we will see.
Oh, blimey.
All secret.
Now, can we just point out Stardust nails, okay? They're quite long at the moment. Now, Camera, can we tell everyone just why we are letting them go a little bit long at the moment?
Because we're going to do a how to trim your guinea pig nails video. It's my least favourite job with the guinea pigs.
And we're actually not just going to do Stardust, we're going to do some of the other ones as well.
Oh, lucky me.
Even the darker ones as well. Because the people do say that the cutting the nails is one of the tricky bits. So I thought we'd, rather than cut them this weekend, we'll leave it and then we'll do a video and we'll get some of the darker guinea pigs, the nails. And then there'll be three of us then doing the video. Yeah, daughter will do the videoing, and then we'll be doing the trimming. So there we are. What is our next question, camera lady?
Why don't you have any males?
Well, who asked that question?
It's the only male in the house.
Was that also
Simon.
from Rumble?
It is. This is still from Rumble.
Okay, we don't have any of our own males. That's because we have got a setup where we have adult females, and we are then able to borrow males in from our very, very good friend who I knew 30 odd years ago, who we got back in touch with when we got some more guinea pigs back in 2018. And so the setup basically that we have is, rather than us have males, we borrow some males from our friend, and then they go in with our females, and then the youngest in the three family lines are females. They go in with a male, and then hopefully they'll have a litter with a female. We'll keep one of the females, and then we'll just repeat that process. That is why Democritus, her two recent boys, that meant we couldn't keep either of them. So we've got her back in with Dad, Mr. Figaro, and her second litter hopefully will result in a female.
Well, I think it's important to say here, we have had a boy at one point called Cromwell.
We had Cromwell, and we also had Hercules, who we had him. We bred Hercules and we bred Stardust, and we put them together, and they were the first bred guinea pigs that went together as a pair. And they had Myrtle and her brother, and Myrtle is her birthday this week.
But I think my point was answering the question, why don't you have any males? So the question, why don't we have any males? We have had one. The problem is, unless he's in with them to breed, which we only do occasionally and selectively, they have to be with friends. They don't like being on their own, and we can't have lots of boys together because they're likely to fight because they'll smell the females.
And we don't want
we don't want them on their own because they need a friend. But it goes on to the next question, number 5. So we could have them if we neutered them. So why don't we have any neutered males? That's an interesting question. Over to you, Simon.
Okay, the reason we don't have neutered males is because we do such low-level breeding. If we had a male here, we would probably only breed from him at most 3 times. Then we'd have to neuter him, and then 9 months down the line we'd need another male. So rather than have lots and lots of neutered males, and you can't, as camera lady said, you can't really just put them together because they'll smell all the females, and you do need slightly bigger cages for males. So it works. We have a very, very good setup. I think people see our setup or they hear about it and they think, well, they're breeding, and actually our setup is a little bit interesting to explain, but the setup works for us, and I think that's probably the most important thing. What our setup is, it's taken a long time as well. It hasn't been a setup that we've done in a couple of years. It's taken us a few years thinking what we're going to do and then actually achieving what we're going to do. So that's why we don't have neutered males either.
I think you just don't like the idea of fit myself. Shall we move on to the next question?
Carry on.
Okay, question 6 from Jameer Stevenson says, who was your oldest guinea pig? So I guess we can answer this, who is our current oldest and who was our very first?
Okay, well, the current oldest is this one, Stardust, and she will be 4 at the very, very start of August. So on August the 3rd, she will be 4. So she is the current oldest that we have here. And she's relaxed. She's sunbathing. Very nice. It's better than living with Storm. Now, as regards what is the oldest guinea pig that we've had, I think we're going to say that guinea pig was probably, in more recent times, it was Mummy the guinea pig, who is this one's grandmother. And Mummy the guinea pig was about 4 1/4. And then sadly she passed away. They could get ill very, very fast. They just pass away. Now we have got one of our old guinea pigs who we let go when she was about 18 months old, and that was Princess Snowflake. Now she's still going, and she is over 5. So she's doing okay. She's lost a little bit of weight recently, so I'm told, but she's still doing okay. Now, as for myself with guinea pigs, I had a guinea pig in my first guinea pig, Kermit. She was about 4 1/2 when she died. So that's the ages. But I think that with the setup we've got, as the years progress, we'll have guinea pigs that will live 5, 6 years. I'm pretty sure of that.
Question 7 from Red Citizen.
Okay.
Where do you live in the UK?
Well, Red Citizen, we live in a place. We're north of London, so we live in a county called Buckinghamshire, and we live in a town called Aylesbury. So we're not quite in the centre of England, but we are fairly near London. So we're nowhere near the seaside.
And the clue's in the name, Buck's Guinea Pig Talks,
Buck's
because
Guinea Pig
it's
Talk.
Buckinghamshire.
Yes, many people, mainly in America and Australia, think that my name is Buck. Now, when I set up the name Buck's Guinea Pig Talks, it was relevant to the fact that where we lived, Aylesbury, is the county of where Aylesbury is Buckinghamshire. So to call it Buck's Guinea Pig Talks, everyone in England knows what I'm referring to. I'm just watching her stretch her legs there. But so the thing is, though, once you go worldwide, then Buck is a name. So you could be Buck's Guinea Pig Talks, and you can read it both ways. So I have no objections. If people wish to call me Buck, that's fine. I won't ignore them or block them. So my name's Simon, and we live in Buckinghamshire, and the shortened versions of Buckinghamshire is Bucks. So it's Buck's Guinea Pig Talks. I mean, at one point we called it Guinea Pig Shows, and then people contacted me and said, when is the show? So it's, is there a competition? So it's always tricky. There's a bit of me that thinks I should rename it, but now we're here.
Denise Santilla Antropo.
Hello.
I might have pronounced that wrong, but also I've got to read Simon's writing, so apologies.
Yes.
Can you introduce each of their guinea pigs and tell their stories?
Well, we recently did a 12-part series in a long video with each of our guinea pigs. So if you go back to our long videos, you will find a 5-6 minute video on each of our guinea pigs, explained their names and how old they are and if they've had any babies and some details about them. So that's what I would refer to if you want to know more about each of our guinea pigs.
Our last 2 questions today come from Guinea Pig Cuteness.
Oh, lovely.
And so question 9 and question 10. Question 9, right, this is right. I'm going to give you, he doesn't know this, I'm going to ask you a question and I'm going to give you 30 seconds to reel it off as quickly as you can, the answer. What are all of our guinea pig names? Go.
Okay, well, we've got Stardust, then we've got her daughter, which is Myrtle, then we've got her daughter, Mercury. Then we've got her daughter, which is Storm, and then we've got Moon dust. If we go to the Teddies, we have got Xenocrates, and we've got Xenocrates' daughter, which is Democritus, and we've got Xenocrates' sister, Luna. We then go to what we term as the crazy crew, and they're the ones with the fur everywhere. So we have Honeydew, and we have her daughter Coco, and then her daughter Bella, and finally number 12 is her daughter Stripe. That's 12.
I think that was probably about 60 seconds, but you gave a little bit more detail there. Nicely done. And your final question for this first guinea pig show. First show for the questioning the guinea pig man.
Yeah.
Why did you name the different guinea pigs their names? How do we choose the names, really, I guess?
Okay, well, I had guinea pigs when I was a child, so all the names like Squeak, Spot, and all the obvious names I've used. So that's why we've had names like Squeak Squeak. We've had influences like from Harry Potter. We've had influences from Greek philosophy. Now, these are not names that I would have chosen, but these are names that my family offer, and I'll say, yes, that's fine, because I know that the names that people come up with in our family are so different and so wide that it's worth doing. So when they come up with names, as long as they're not utterly ridiculous, I will go with them. Now, I had a Stripe in the 80s. I've had Snowy as well. I've had Kermit, who was the first guinea pig. We've had with Squeak Squeak, which I had a Squeak as a youngster. So it doesn't matter too much. I think some of the more modern names you wouldn't try and repeat, but certainly like Stardust, it's great when you've got so many guinea pigs. Names, you'll take them from anywhere. It's quite nice to have a trend or a theme. Greek philosophy is quite good because there's thousands of them. Harry Potter, there's loads of characters. Harry Potter is not, hopefully I won't burn up my subscribers, it's not something I watch, but the family do, and they come up with some great names. So that's all good. So we're just happy to go with it, really, and we'll just see what's what. But this line's got a naming pattern. It's MMS, MMS, MMS. So now we're currently at Moon Dust, and her mum was Storm. So we have to have, so Moon Dust baby will be an M. So it's all fun. It's all fun. So
I have a different answer to this question.
What's your answer?
I have the answer that when we first had children, Simon, so keen on naming guinea pigs over the years, kept trying to name their toys and their teddies.
Oh, yes.
And I kept saying to him, you've got to let the girls name their own teddy bears. So when we had guinea pigs, Imogen named her first guinea pig Mummy, and has named guinea pigs the things that she likes. So when she was 3, she wanted to name it after me, which I was so
I do a little bit of
by.
guidance on some areas of names, but they generally choose themselves.
Well, Lucinda loves Harry Potter and had, so lots of hers are named after Harry Potter, and lots of mine are is it philosopher inspired? Yeah. And then occasionally Simon gets his way and gets a name in quick before we take over. But I'm afraid he's a bit of a softie to his girls and his wife, and often lets us pick the names. Oh, that's a lovely
I think on the basis that I need someone to do the camera work, I generally I know there's going to be lots of guinea pigs in the future, so, not loads and loads in one go, but there'll be lots, so there's no problem. We've got lots of names. Also, being on social media and stuff, you get to hear of other names. Oreo is a very popular name. Lots of the guinea pigs that leave here get called Oreo. Well, I say lots, of 2 or 3. So there we are. I think that covers our first video. We were hoping to knock them out in 10 minutes, but that's not going to happen.
I know.
But
10 questions in. No, I would think it'd probably be 20 minutes by the time it's finished.
But so that's the first video done. We're now about to do the second video, so we're going to get another guinea pig here. So
she's very chilled. She's not going to want to go anywhere.
Well, she'll have to. So we're going to do a second video, and then we're going to release these one a week. So if you want a question, put something in the comments, and we are going to do a 5th video at the end of this. Okay, so I'm going to say thank you very much.
And I'm going to say you can tell how much the guinea pigs love Simon, because they really want him to give them strokes and cuddles. They like facing him when he talks to them, which makes my camera work difficult.
Really
And
cute.
Stardust has really shown that today, how much they
Yeah.
really, really are so comfortable
It's
with
really
you.
good. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say to you, can you stop the video and so we can get a thumbnail on this, because that'd be really good.
All right.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. And we'll see you all in video 2 of our Q&A series.
Hope you liked our answers.
Yes, and thank you. Any more questions, stick them in comments and we're releasing these one a week. Thank you very much.